gap, you should have never let her sign it. You should have just, hey, I'm gonna have to take your payment from today on forward, which is the 12th. You're gonna have a gap of 3 days. You know, I'm just letting you know what's up. They would have probably taken that as an, okay, fine, I get it. It's a 250 fine because it's my fault. But because you made them, not made them, but you explained to her to go ahead and still sign it. Regardless if, it doesn't matter, George. Regardless of, even if you gave her a heads up, hey, if you sign it, it can be they're not going to backdate. It clearly says in bold letters that if there's any accidents or tickets and the customer is found that there was one, it's committing fraud. They can spend up to a year in prison or a $5,000 fine. It says it in clear black letters. Like I explained to them, I don't know, bro, to be honest with you, who trained you to the point where it's supposed to say that, but it's common sense, George. If you read it, bro, it says on there they're not supposed to sign it if there's tickets or any accident. It doesn't say if it's her accident, his accident. It just shows there any tickets or accidents. They're not supposed to sign the no loss. Your job was to tell them, okay, hey, you know what, you had an accident yesterday. Unfortunately, we can't backdate you. I'm gonna have to take your payment from today on forward. That way, he never would have canceled her policy. He never would have put fraud. He would have said, okay, I understand there's an accident. We're going to start your policy from the 12th. The next payment is on the 12th. But because you still had her sign it, you still signed it yourself, still submitted it, in corporate ties, it's you committed fraud as well. She committed fraud. Even though she wasn't even aware that her signing the document wasn't going to make her go into that, well, to this issue that she has now. Yeah, you have to call corporate and say, hey, you know what? I was aware that there was an accident. You know, I did advise her this and that, but she did sign it because I told her that, you know what, here's the document. You're supposed to tell them is that, you know what, I messed up on accepting the payment as, you know, to backdate. I should have taken the payment from today on forward and see what they can do, because corporate needs to help them out and pay out for that $250 fine or whatever the fine is, just so they don't have to pay for it because of miscommunication between you knowing what it says in bold and them signing it.
I'll call them, man.
Yeah, you have to call them and explain that, man, because that's wrong. And it's, I mean, in a way, yes, I understand, man, that, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, you haven't had the best managers to kind of, you know, kind of help you out, look over you for the same reason why they gave me this office. For the same reason why I'm telling you, man, you have to be able to be alert. You have to be able to see what's going on, what documents are customer signing. If a customer ever comes in and tells you they had an accident yesterday, and you see their policies canceled, you're supposed to tell them, hey, you know what, unfortunately, I cannot backdate. It's better for you to tell the customer up front, hey, you know what, there's an accident yesterday, I can't backdate you. Than for you to say, okay, I understand it's an accident, let me go ahead and have you sign it, and let me sign it. Because your signature on paper is going to show that you are aware of the accident. All this is going to come back to you. Either corporate's going to make you pay for that fine, or they're going to have to release it. If their corporate's only giving them $80, bro, honestly, that ain't shit. The fine's $250. If they have a fine of $500, they still got to come out of pocket $420.
Yeah, let me call them now.
Yeah, you know, for a mistake that it should have never been done from the beginning.
Hello, how are you?
How's it going, man? How can I help you out?
I'm doing good, thank you for asking. I'm calling from Freeway Insurance. I'm an agent here. My name is Jorge Castellanos. I'm calling in regards to a mutual customer. Can I give you a transaction customer number? Customer number is 3908701.
And how do you explain it to him where he understands it?
Rebecca Lane. So I have her policy number also. She got canceled effective 7/9. There was actually an accident in between 7/9 to 7/11 date. And I had to talk to like a corporate agent to see what we can do to maybe get a new policy going, maybe reimburse her. They already mentioned they can reimburse her $80 for the late fee with the DMV. So I was just hoping we can get started. And I have the transaction ID number. I don't know what you guys might need, or maybe you can transfer.
He wants to get the $80.
I can quote a new policy, but I was just wondering they said they needed to talk to an agent. Are you set to Gulliver Street address?
Mhm.
Yes. Or I don't think she can actually rewrite the policy. But we have a different company, Primero, who I think can actually fix some stuff here. But yeah, they mentioned they needed to talk to me. I'm the agent that took the payment on 7/11.
We're trying to get the corporate to cover the DMV fees, not the $80, the fees. Because right now, like you said, both of you guys committed fraud because you're supposed to know, acknowledge the paperwork you advised her to sign. So I don't know who you would talk to on the other line about the whole fee, the whole $250, because we shouldn't be liable.
Well, there was going to be a gap regardless. I had to let Rebecca know of $250.
Right, but I paid extra because I thought that the gap was going to be covered. Not that I was committing fraud.
Well, it was the same price. This company, I told you, they don't charge you extra.
But like he advised, like the $250 from the DMV, that shouldn't be.
Well, no matter what, this company wasn't going to backdate it, so there was going to be a fee regardless.
It wouldn't be
of the
$250, right?
It was going to be $250 no matter what. So, like I said,
But you just said they were going to backdate it. That's why.
That's why, I had let you know that you can sign, but that there was an accident, so they may, give you a refund and stuff, or not take a payment.
Not that it was fraud, and that I was gonna could go to jail for a year or be charged $5,000 in a fine.
What I can maybe do is, we'll get a policy started for you guys.
I don't want a policy with Freeway Insurance. It's BS, to be honest. I don't want a policy with this company anymore. What I want is the fine that I charge now, $250 or whatever the fine is now.
Now it's over a month.
Okay,
so
well now whatever the amount is.
Now it's $500.
Okay, well whatever the amount
is. We have a company
is.
that we can backdate it for you. Me as an agent, we won't charge you guys any fees. I'll have my manager look over that there's no fees being added.
To be honest, I really just want to talk to the manager because I'm getting frustrated.
$80 for the $250. That they can do that. We can give them a policy with Primero, submit to lower the fine for DMV, and we can have corporate maybe put the $80
but the thing that they're trying to do is not have to pay $250.
But they have to, no matter, because there's an accident, so no matter what, any of our companies wouldn't be able to backdate no matter what. So there was a few.
Well, I need a refund, a check, or something
They
to
sent you
help pay
something
for it.
already, correct?
For the insurance that I paid, the $140 for the insurance
That's
that
why
I
we'll get you
paid
something
for.
cheap like that.
No,
we'll help you
I
out.
don't want that.
So we won't charge you guys any
I
fees,
did,
and we'll sure
no.
they give you at least half maybe of the DMV fines.
I
Because
shouldn't have to pay half of anything because it's not my fault.
There was an accident. There was going to be a fine.
But you
regardless.
said that they were going to backdate it, so there wasn't going to be a fine.
But they can't because there's an accident.
Right, but you didn't say that.
I did let her know that
No.
if they decide to, cancel it, they do have that.
If
And I gave you
the
the
man
document to sign.
presses or wants to, if the accident was my fault, but the accident wasn't my fault, it was parts.
Well, no matter what, it was
No, well,
without
you didn't say
insurance,
that.
There's still going to be a $50
But okay,
fee.
but listen, the insurance that I have printed out on the car says 711. It doesn't say 7879.
Okay, the phone said I'm not going to error.
Yeah, but I was scared. I don't get it. Yeah, but that's not the thing, bro. The thing isn't that she needs to backdate. That she understands because I had explained to her. They understand they have the 250 fine, but what she doesn't understand is that why did you tell her that it was still gonna get backdated? That's her. That's what she's upset about. What she's upset about, bro, is that you told her we'll still backdate it. That's what that form is. That no loss form, bro, is basically stating that from this date to this date, we're gonna backdate you. I gave them the printouts of what they signed. It states on there that regardless of even when they put signature to paper, it's supposed to promise a backdate. That's what they're thinking of. That the promise is that regardless if there's the accident, the gap is gonna get paid for.
You should have said there was no
And
way.
you should have. That's what I'm telling you. The way you should explain it is, okay, if you find this, they find out there's an accident, they're gonna still charge you from the 12th forward. But because you had her sign from signature to paper showing that the promise was there, that it was still gonna get backdated, that's where her understanding is that because there's a promise on a piece of paper showing that it was supposed to be backdated, there's no 250 fine. So the way you're saying it, I'm trying to be on both your sides, but the way you need to understand it, George, is that her signing a document saying from 7/12 that she came in to 7/9, it says on the plane on top, it says, we promise to backdate it as long as there's no tickets and no accidents. In her mind, the promise is, I'm going to pay. These dates are going to get backdated. There's no 250 fine. You get me? So because you had her sign signature to paper, promising that it wasn't going to get backdated regardless that she had the accident, because you were aware of the accident, it was still going to get backdated. So no isn't in a way you're wrong by saying, hey, you know what, I understand you're going to have an accident, you're still going to have a DMV fine. In that case, if you were aware, you should have said, okay, I'm not going to have you do a no loss, I'm just going to take your payment from today forward. But on a plain piece of paper, let's just say, I'm not saying, they seem like cool people, but let's say if they wanted to sue you, they have, bro, a piece of paper with your signature and her signature stating that you are promising that Key Insurance is going to backdate the policy.
But you promised there's no accidents, and I let her know that.
No.
But I told you there was
that,
one. That's the thing.
She did tell you, and even though you informed her, if there's an accident, cool, I get it. You know what? It's gonna, it's gonna get affected. Then you should have never had her sign it, because on that plain piece of paper, if you ever take the time to read one, it says on there that if they put signature to paper that there's no tickets, no accidents, that's fine. Regardless, if she would have told you there is, you should have been okay that I can't take your paper, you can't sign the no. It would have been better for you to take the frustration up front that day by her saying, okay, fuck it, I'm going to have to pay a DMV fine for 3 days. Instead of the promise being it's going to get backdated, you won't have a 250 fine. That's what that piece of paper is stating. That's where the fraud is coming from both ends of Freeway and both ends of Key Insurance.
But the whole thing is, okay, so from Rosa, I paid my insurance. It says right here, effective 6/11/2018 to 7/11/2018 on this paper.
No, yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
But usually when we do backdates, when we give you the policy from that day forward, the insurance card is always going to give you from the day you started to when it's due. But Key Insurance is supposed to mail you out a new insurance card within 10 business days that show the backdate was done. Because on my end, it shows me your first backdate was already completed. I mean, they did the day they were supposed to. So that insurance card basically was supposed to be invalid after 10, 15 days, which again, Rosa should have told you, hey, come back in 48 hours, we'll have the new insurance card that has the true date on it. Every time I do a back date, I tell a customer that, hey, you know what, give me 48 to 72 hours, usually 3 business days, come back in, and then I'll give you your new insurance card that shows the new date. You get me? So
right, I get what you're saying, but I was never told that. So when I have this piece of paper,
the way you're explaining it to us, I understand it and I respect it 100%. But Rosa and this gentleman right here, they're not explaining these things. They're not giving the detail. So we're signing this paper, like you said. She understood a promise, like, okay, it's going to get back there. Now we've been driving the whole month without insurance.
Without insurance, if there was a wreck, it would have been even more screwed up.
And we're like, that's why she's so stressed.
That's what I'm saying. That's where I get where you guys are coming from. But
so is there?
But I'm saying, like, you guys have the license for this insurance to know about it, and then you're telling me to sign the paper, like.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, in a way, like I said, I'm trying to get on both of your side because, again, I understand our side of what we have to do. Again, like I said, I understand his side as well because, again, I'm not trying to condemn no one, but again, he's had shitty ass management. He's been here for a while. If you ever call any of his customers, every customer, he goes, like above and beyond, which that's been known for him. But at the same time, again, it should have been clearly, stated, okay, if you had an accident, I'm aware of it. I'm not supposed to make you sign this. Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, As far as I know, in office, we won't be able to do anything, to be straight up with you guys. I know because I've been here for 5 years. Like
So
I said,
what-
the only way is through corporate.
What would he like?
Right, we
since-
called corporate and they said
He has
that
corporate on the phone
they would
now.
have to get his side because
So-
if they just go off from what I said, you know, there's no way to exactly know what
So what is
was
his next step?
said exactly or what was
Because
Just
said.
making sure he explains it to corporate and seeing
So-
if corporate can
So
send
while
you
you're
guys something.
while you're sitting here right now and not without a customer, when he gets on the phone, can you listen to make sure he's explaining
Yeah.
fault like
Yeah, that's
fault?
fine.
Or you want to
Because-
call them and tell them what's going on? And then
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the
But
That's-
you can use them from my phone here, but you think Key will let them stay with them still or no?
No, but he can't
No.
because they canceled it due to fraud.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. They won't even take them back as a customer. And like she's stating, she doesn't want.
I just want to go with Progressive. With on my own, I don't want to go through Freeway anymore. I'm always having problems. You know?
We're not trying to make it hard for you. It's just